Alright, welcome to week 3 of Tuesday Morning Tears. So this is going to be the week 3 breakdown of our fantasy football league, and I have a special guest with me. It's my dog. He's running around, but he's not going to be in the video. So let's start with our first game of the week. So for the first game this week, we had Stud Finders and You Can't Randall This. So it was me versus Danny, and this was a roommate battle, and I did end up losing. So Stud Finders ended with 71 points, and You Can't Randall This was 117 points. So I got demolished. My best player was Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan did give me 22 points. He had 285 yards with 2 touchdowns. So Matt Ryan did carry it for me, and Jimmy Graham with 1 touchdown, 83 yards. On the other side, we did have Eli Manning with 19 points, but he didn't even get him the most points this week. So Danny had AJ Green, which did ridiculous this last week. He had 10 receptions for 227 yards and 2 touchdown passes. So AJ Green tore it up. He had 34 points, and you can't even count out his running back Randall with 87 yards and 3 touchdowns. So that got him 27 points, and AJ Green got him 34 points. So I got demolished. My worst player on my side, I don't know why, I played Jared Hayne. I really like the guy, I have high hopes for him, so I'm hoping he does do good, but Jared Hayne got me 0, a big fat 0. Alright, next up for week 3, we had Pleasure Treasure versus Team Blackout. So between these two, it was not a blowout, but it was still a good game. Okay, maybe it was a blowout, I don't know, sorry Mike. But it was Aaron Rodgers with 333 yards with 5 touchdown passes. Aaron Rodgers killed it. He had 34 points alone. On the other side, he had Joe Flacco with 362 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did also have an interception. So Joe Flacco only had 20 points against Aaron Rodgers' 34 points, which is tough to beat. But on Team Blackout side, he did have Randall Cobb. So Randall Cobb did score for 3 touchdowns with 93 yards. So that's how he got 28 points for Team Blackout. And Larry Fitzgerald for Team Pleasure Treasure, 25 points, 9 receptions, 134 yards with 2 touchdowns. So very, very interesting game right there. But the winner again, Pleasure Treasure with 119 points to Team Blackout, 76 points. So best player for Pleasure Treasure, Aaron Rodgers with 34 points. Worst player, Crowell with only 36 yards. So that was it. The best player on Team Blackout was gonna be, or is, Randall Cobb with his 3 touchdowns, and worst, I would say it's your defense, Miami's defense with a -6 points. It's not how you win a football game. Next for week 3, we had an amazing game. So this is a game between 2 undefeated teams, and that was In Your Brown Eye and Beats by Ray. So between the two, I gotta say it was tough for In Your Brown Eye because Ben Roethlisberger did get hurt. He threw for 192 yards and he had an interception, but he only got you 5 points, Junior. So that's kind of tough. His injury did not help either. On the other side though, Beats by Ray with Tom Brady. Tom Brady with 358 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. And he got you 22 points. It's good to finally see something happen from Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson with 126 yards and 2 touchdowns. And he also gave you 24 points. So Sam Garcia, that was good on you. So final score for this game, In Your Brown Eye, 56 points. Beats by Ray, 109. So Beats by Ray definitely took it by a lot. He almost doubled the score, which was pretty good. Best player on In Your Brown Eye side, Odell Beckham with 13 points. And that's it, 13 points is the highest point. And the lowest was Alfred Morris. So with only 19 yards. On the other side, best player for Beats by Ray, we had Adrian Peterson with 24 points. Worst player, Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams with Green Bay. He did get hurt right away, so it's hard to get points when you're hurt. The closest game we had this week was Come On Gamble Man and Trickle Down Banging. So Nick Gamble had 148 points. Trickle Down Banging, 142 points. So these are one of the closest games I've seen so far this week, and this week it was Nick Gamble, Come On Gamble Man, that did win it with 148 to Peter's 142. So Carson Palmer threw for 311 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception, which gave you 18 points. Peyton Manning, on the other hand, threw for 324 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. So with this high-scoring game, Come On Gambleman did have a lot of running backs, wide receivers, and even his tight end. So a lot of his players did get him 20 points or more. So Frank Gore with 20 points, 2 touchdowns. Greg Olsen with 25 points, 134 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And then Keenan Allen, I want to say, for San Diego, 25 points, 2 touchdowns, 133 yards. So Come On Gambleman, that was really, really good. And your defense even got up there, 17 points. That's pretty good. When it comes to Peter, you did have one bad player, Williams for Dallas did not play, only got you 0 points, but you had a whole bunch of other players that did really, really well for you. Like the defense, Arizona defense had 2 touchdowns alone, 4 interceptions, a safety, and they only allowed 7 points against the 49ers. 49ers are so crappy, so that was a gimme right there. But that was 30 points on your defense, which is really good. Unfortunately though, you did miss it by a couple points. Sorry, Peter, but Gamble has this one. Next for week 3, we had About to Set In versus Peter My Johnson. So between these two, Peter My Johnson, I'm sorry, Mike. You are at 0-3, and with 80 points, it's still a lot of points, but it wasn't enough to beat Jesse. Jesse with 108 points. Between the two, the highest scoring player for you, Mike, was Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton threw for 383 yards. 2 TOT, I still don't know what that is, but and it says touchdown after that. Time, I don't know, I should really look this up before I do this video. But he got you 30 points, which is really, really good. And then also your defense had 16 points. Philadelphia's defense did really good against, who did they play? Don't remember, but they did good with that. On the other side of that, Jesse did have Le'Veon Bell with 19 points. Julio Jones with 28 points, and Steve Smith Sr. with 30 points. Steve Smith Sr. did go off with 13 receptions, 186 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So he got you 30 points, which really helped you out there. Bad players for Jesse was Vernon Davis. I really don't think he touched the field, at least it doesn't look like it, with 0 yards and 0 points. On the other side, Jones with Washington, he fumbled the ball, only ran for 138 yards. 38 yards, because if he ran for 130 yards, it'd be better. But he only got you 1 point. And then Cook for St. Louis, 1 reception for 7 yards. Sorry, Mike, unlucky, 0-3. Don't worry, man, there's still time. Last but not least, definitely we have Team Shelby and Team Sanchez. So between the two quarterbacks, Andrew Luck threw for 260 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Got you 16 points. Russell Wilson on the other side, 235 yards, 1 touchdown, 15 points. Top players, we definitely would say Jamal Charles. Jamal Charles ran for 49 yards, but he scored 3 touchdowns. So 25 points for Team Sanchez there. And on the other side, top players, we had Devontae Freeman with Atlanta, 141 yards and 3 touchdowns. Because of him, my quarterback did not get any more points than he should have. But it's all good. 37 points from Freeman, not bad at all. Low performing players, for Team Shelby, it was Effort. I don't still know how to say his name, but 0 receptions, 0 yards, nothing from him. And on the other side, you had Ebron. Ebron is a tight end for the Detroit, and 4 receptions, 61 yards, only 6 points. And also Gordon from San Diego, 51 yards, only 5 points. At the very end of this game, Team Shelby did come up with the win with 102 points. Other side, Team Sanchez only with 93 points. So very close game, and it was actually really, really good. But Team Shelby did take the win, 102 to that 93. Alright, so that is the end of week 3 for Tuesday morning tiers. And my dog wants to come in and say his 2 cents. Pretty much, Rex, what do you want to say? He's got nothing to say. But it was a great week. I did get my first loss this week, unfortunately, kind of sad, and so did In Your Brown Eye. You know what, it happens, fantasy football. I maybe should be trading some more players, but we'll see. And to all the guys in my fantasy league, remember, if you guys have any trash talking or anything, send it to me. This is going to be awesome footage, so I can definitely put it in. I'll put it right behind me, because that's why I have this green screen. And if you guys have any footage, please send it to me. Just say, oh, this person did this, and it'll be good footage to throw in there. I just want to wish everybody luck for this week. This week is week 4, and a lot of good games and a lot of good players gonna be playing. So I'm excited about this week. I'm hoping I don't get a second loss because I really don't need it. Other than that though, guys, good luck this week and see you guys next time.